What you're watching right now is an ESP32 and an air quality sensor triggering a live alert through Node-RED when it detects dangerous air quality spike in real time. But just 2 hours before I filmed this exact setup was completely silent. No alert was received. I had 3 bugs hiding inside my Node-RED flow and I could not find it easily. Then I gave Claude Desktop access to my Node-RED flow, asked it to find the issue, and it took no time to find all the 3 bugs. In this video, I'm going to show you how Claude found them and what are the important observations that you need to take care while using such AI tools so that you will not exhaust your limits. Hello everyone, I'm Hariharnath and welcome to IoT Frontier. Let's look into the architecture data flow. You can see ESP32 is connected with air quality sensor, and the values will be sent to the MQTT broker, and we have MQTT client, which is Node-RED in this case, will be reading all the values from the broker, and based on the threshold values and the logic put in Node-RED will be sending a notification via Telegram message. And when this flow is not working properly, instead of manually doing all the debug activity, I have given Claude the power to debug my Node-RED flows. And let's look into how we have achieved this. So we have to connect this ESP32 and air quality sensors with these resistors, and here we have to use this resistor bridge of 10K and 20K so that we can limit the voltage of this A0 to 3.3 volts. And here you need to connect to GPIO 34. Even though it might be looking for GPIO 12, you need to use 34 pin because that is a safe pin to be used. You can also refer to this pinout diagram, and based on your ESP32 board, you can use this. So once the hardware connection is done, you need to go to the Arduino IDE and then go to the library manager, try to install this PubSub client, and once you have installed it, you can close this, and this is the code I'll be providing in the description. So here you need to just change your SSID password and the MQTT server, which has to be your laptop IP address. So you can find that from ipconfig, and here also you can see the topic IoT Frontier Air Quality. So for MQ135, we are using 34 pin, and the code is very simple. We are reading the analog values of MQ135 and then we are converting that into string and sending it to the MQTT topic. And here you might observe why we are sending this as a string, because we are just trying to plant a bug, so that if we don't convert the string into a number in the Node-RED, how we are not able to receive those values and whether the Claude will be able to find it. Now we can try to connect our ESP32 USB to our laptop. So immediately you can see here ESP32 dev module on COM3. If it is not detected directly, you need to install the drivers and then go to the other board here and try to find your board from searching like this and select the port that is available. And then we can just upload this code. Now we can see in the serial monitor. So if serial monitor is not open, you can directly go to here and click on serial monitor, and I'll just reset so we can see all the values from start. So here you can see it is connecting to my Wi-Fi, and then it is saying it is connected to MQTT broker because my broker was already running. For you, it might not be running because you might not have broker started. So now we can start the broker, and before that you have to enable the firewall rule. So you need to open Windows Defender Firewall and you need to go to advanced settings, and in the inbound rule you need to create a new rule so that you can send 1883 port. So you can use 1883 port from ESP32 to your laptop, and you can select 1883, click on next, allow the connection, next, and give a name. So I've already done that. So once this is done, we'll first download the MQTT broker. So MQTT broker can be downloaded from mosquito.org. So once this is installed, you can just start it. You can also check out my detailed video on complete setup of this mosquito from the top right corner. So my mosquito is already running. So now I'll just use MQTT Explorer. So you can download this MQTT Explorer as well from here so that we can just verify our data from the MQTT Explorer like this. So I have downloaded it already. So you can open MQTT Explorer like this, and you can use new connections from here. So I have created a new connection and named it as MQTT local broker, and this is my IP address of laptop, and here we have to go to advanced, and in the advanced I'll be using the topic. So I'll be adding the topic from here like this and click on add, so that I have added the air quality topic and saved it. So now I can simply connect. So immediately I can see the values that are coming from my sensor. So right now you can see the sensor values are 154, 157 like that. So by these values you can observe that we have MQTT pipeline working. So now we can go to the Node-RED. So we can start the Node-RED. So if you don't have Node-RED installed, you can check my another video where I have mentioned the complete setup of this Node-RED from the top right corner. So once the Node-RED is running, we can create a new flow, and in the new flow we can first go to MQTT in, and in the MQTT in we have to create a server. So in the place you can try to create a local host. So I've already created, I'll just show you. So this is how I've created. So localhost, and the server is localhost because I'm using my system. You can also use the IP here and connect automatically. And now we are done with this, and we have to provide the topic. So first I'll just create a wrong topic. So I'll use IoT Frontier and air quality. It was air underscore quality. So I'll just use air quality so that my Claude should find this error. So now I have saved it. Next we'll try to parse this data. So for that we'll just use the function. This function node we are going to use. So if the message payload, so we'll try to find what is the current values that it is sending. So it is giving at the rate of 144, 145. So we'll just keep like 150. Just for our testing, we'll keep it as 150. So in the message payload, we are trying to append this value and then saving it. Click on done, and we'll use a debug node here first to understand whether the values are coming or not. So after deploying, you can see there is no debug messages that are coming. So for example, if I just change to air quality, air underscore quality, and then deploy it, let's see. Now we can see the value. If it is 210, it is giving me the values. I can also place one more debug before the function and see the values. So you can see the normal value 148, 146. So that is debug 11, this one. And if it is debug 10, which means that alert is coming. So I can just stop this, again make it air quality. Now I'll try to use a Telegram node. So for that I have to install that. So go to manage palette, install, search for Telegram. So the first one would be Node-RED contrib Telegram bot. So install it. I have installed it, and then you can search from here. So you can use this sender and try to send the values. And in the Telegram sender, you have to provide the bot and those things. Make sure you have a bot. You need to have user ID as well as bot token that you need to create from the bot father in Telegram. So once that is done, you can save it here and click on done and deploy. Now we can see Telegram is connected. So we can see the values are like 151, 144 like that. So I'll just make this as 150, right? So even though the values have passed 150, we are not getting any debug message or Telegram messages here. So that's why we want to check with Claude. So we need to remember the flow 7 is our name of the flow. So we need to ask Claude to find that. To do that, first we need to enable Claude with our file system. To do that, we need to find where our Node-RED file is available. For me, it was under my username and .node-RED. So inside that you can see flows.json is available. So it will be having all the flows of my Node-RED. So I need to give the permission of that to the Claude. So for that, I'll try to make sure we'll open Claude first. So this is the Claude desktop that you need to install. And then you need to go to files, setting, and here in the developer option, so you need to make sure you need to have this MCP server. So for that, you need to edit the config, go to this JSON, edit with Notepad. So right now I have pasted this server. So this is my Node-RED file system server. And here you can see I'm using this server file system. So it can read my Node-RED file and flow.json. So this is how I'm enabling Claude to look into only these folder. So once you save that, you need to restart the Claude. So go to the taskbar and quit it and then open it again. So now you can see Claude is back again, and in the plus icon you can see the connector Node-RED file system is enabled, which means that there is no error. Now I'll ask Claude to find my bug. So for that I'll be providing it the details here. Now this is the prompt. So simply, if you see, I have given some context. What is the trigger value? I also told it not to read the full flows.json because if it reads, it will exhaust the limits of Claude. So because I've tried it previously, it has exhausted my full limits of 5 hours. So that's why I have modified this prompt. It should not read the entire flows, only identify a particular part and then find all the bugs. So give me the exact fix that I can incorporate. So I copy this, go to Claude desktop and paste it. Now I'm going to use the least one. So because if I use Sonnet, it will use so many tokens. So I'll use Haiku and I'll not use extended thinking, and then I'll just search it. So sometimes it might not find the tool exactly. So first what I can say is, I can say use Node-RED file system connector. So now it has clearly found out, because sometimes this is the older model, it might not find it properly. So I have given clearly what is the connector that it has to use. So I have given this name. Now it has found that there are few issues in my flow 7, because I was using flow 7 and it is saying in the function 8 there is a problem that it is string. So previously, if you remember, I have planted this to be wantedly as string instead of the number. So it is saying me to change this so that we are passing the integer value. So you can see it has found another issue, that is second one. So it is saying that we are using Telegram message setup, that is a node that we have used, and for that we need a particular messaging format such that it has chat ID, type and content. So it is saying that we need to add a new function in between to make sure we send in a correct format. Now it has given me fixed flow and also has given me step-by-step fix. So I'll just copy this first and update it. And in air quality, I have to provide air_quality. This I have found myself. So I'll just update this. Next, we need to insert another function. So this is one function. So I'll just name it as Telegram formatter. So this is how we have to put in a format. So now this is done. Now we'll try to deploy it. Now you can see the messages are continuously being sent. So if it is more than 150, we are seeing the messages, like if it is 176, you can see immediately the messages in Telegram. Even the count here is being updated properly. So this is how you can see the air quality messages being sent. This is the power of giving an AI model structured access to your project file. This is Claude reading your actual configuration, reasoning about it and returning a precise diagnostics. This example may be simplest one, but you can use this exact technique on any Node-RED flow you build to get the help of Claude. So some of the important observations are, like, you should not use the full flows.json because it may exhaust the tokens of LLM, so that the prompt should be very specific that we should not use the entire flow. And then we also need to use something like lower version of LLM model, that is Haiku 4.5, so that it will consume less tokens. So in the next video, I'll make Claude apply these kind of fixes for me without me doing the fixes manually. Please drop Claude in the comment section if you want me to make that video. If you found this video informative, please type helpful and smash that like button. If you wanted to learn IoT from scratch, then you can check out my course on Udemy from the link in the end screen and description. Your support means a lot to us and helps us keep creating more content like this. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another interesting video.